They say all roads lead to Rome, and once you're here, you never want to take another road again.
We made one mistake in Rome that almost ruined our trip. We went off the beaten path to see some of the most amazing things, but then we almost missed out on the Colosseum.
50,000 steps, the big 5-0. That's how much we walked to uncover the best of Rome. Now you can save your energy and your poor calves with our insider tips and efficient itinerary.
Did you know there's another fountain that can compete against the Trevi? And it's edible? We'll reveal that later.
Day 1, we're starting our Roman rampage at the Colosseum, the OG gladiator arena that's basically the Super Bowl of ancient times. Picture this, roaring crowds, bloodthirsty battles, and Russell Crowe looking all heroic. Gladiator, gladiator.
David, focus. Soak up all the drama of this ancient arena and learn how those gladiators fought, where the emperors sat, and maybe even reenact a battle or two.
A short, scenic stroll away, you'll find the Roman Forum, a place that looks like the ruins of a really intense Roman reality show.
It's where the senators plotted, Julius Caesar strutted, and the ancient influencers spilled the tea, or wine as it was.
Oh, assassination! Maybe they have a gift shop where I can buy a mini plastic knife? E2 David. Classic.
David, you're incorrigible. But seriously, the Forum is amazing. You can practically feel the history beneath your feet. Just try not to trip over any ancient stones.
Next up, the Pantheon. After the walk-in, I'm ready for some divine intervention.
Oh, and this place is seriously mind-blowing. It's a giant dome with a hole in the top that somehow has been standing for almost 2,000 years. Take that, modern architecture.
Steph, you're such a history nerd. But you're right, the Pantheon is incredible. The way the light streams through the oculus is like something out of a movie.
A bit more walking brings you to our last stop for today, the Trevi Fountain. This is where all of our wishes come true.
I'm wishing for a lifetime supply of gelato. What are you wishing for, Stephanie?
A Roman redo. Check out our view of the fountain. No water.
Rome has been undergoing refurbishment in preparation for upcoming Jubilee. We touch on what to expect later in the video.
But seriously, the Trevi Fountain is stunning. It's like something out of a fairy tale. Try not to get pickpocketed by the crowds, though.
Kick off day 2 at the Vatican Museums, and let's be clear, you don't just walk through these halls, you float in disbelief. The entrance fee is worth every penny because Michelangelo didn't spend 4 years lying on scaffolding for you to skip this.
Inside the museums, you'll gawk at Raphael's frescoes, ancient sculptures, and halls so ornate they make your living room feel like a broom closet. Then, you enter the Sistine Chapel.
Yes, the Sistine Chapel is not bad, but just remember, no photos allowed, so put away those phones and soak it all in.
Rome has been experiencing record-breaking crowds, and you'll likely just be rushed in and rushed out. So take some time beforehand to learn about the ceiling so you get some value out of it.
After all that religious art, I'm feeling kinda holy. Maybe I should become a pope. Pope David I has a nice ring to it, I think.
And you'd last about 5 minutes before you got excommunicated for bad jokes.
Darn! Then onward to St. Peter's Basilica, the big boss of churches.
Entry is free, but if you want to climb to the dome, there is a fee. Take the elevator halfway up and tackle the stairs for panoramic views of Rome.
Inside, you'll marvel at the sheer size of the place. It's so massive that it could fit the Statue of Liberty inside the dome, which Stephanie of course finds fascinating.
Yes, Lady Liberty and I are both iconic, so it just feels so right.
Moving on, after the Vatican, we're heading to Castel St. Angelo. It's a massive castle that was once a tomb, then a fortress, then a prison. Talk about a multi-purpose building.
Castel St. Angelo is pretty cool. It has amazing views of the city, and then you can walk across the Ponte St. Angelo, which is lined with angel statues.
This evening, spend some time at Piazza Navona. The air smells like espresso and tourists. You're surrounded by restaurants, fountains, street performers, and art vendors.
Buongiorno, beautiful people. It's our last day in Rome. First up, we're hitting the Spanish Steps. It's the perfect place to people watch, soak up the atmosphere, and pretend you're in a classic Italian film.
Spanish Steps? Shouldn't they be called the Roman steps? Geography, fail.
I know, right? But they're located at the base of the Spanish Square, site of the Spanish Embassy. The Italians just call it the Scalinata, or the staircase.
But seriously, the Spanish steps are pretty cool. Climb to the top for amazing views and maybe do a little shopping on Via Condati. If your wallet can handle it, that is.
I prefer to think of it more like the stairway to shopping heaven. Am I right? I'll admit, I'm a little obsessed with finding souvenirs.
Oh yeah, this area is a shopper's paradise. Browse the high-end boutiques on Via Condati, then hit the side streets for some serious bargain hunting. Look for leather goods, quirky jewelry, and maybe even a gladiator helmet.
Speaking of shopping, next we're hitting up the Campo dei Fiori market. It's a bustling open-air market with everything from fresh produce to antiques to, wait for it, more knockoff designer handbags.
It's a feast for the senses, with colorful stalls, delicious smells, and the chatters of local bargaining for the best deals. Pick up some souvenirs and definitely try some fresh Italian cheese.
A quick stroll brings you to Largo dei Torri, Argentina. The ancient square is where Julius Caesar met his untimely end. Today it also doubles as a sanctuary for rescue cats.
Oh yeah, Ashley had a blast here. It's not about the historical drama for her. Kitty kitty!
Besides kitty, knowing a few basic Italian phrases can go a long way.
And if you really want to impress him, throw in a scusi when you're navigating those crowded streets, or just mention that you know David. The David.
Speaking of crowded streets, watch out for pickpockets. Increased police presence has really helped out, but always keep your valuables close and be extra cautious on public transportation. Nobody wants to end their Roman holiday with a missing wallet.
Rome's buses, trams, and metro lines are affordable and efficient. Download apps like Move It or Attack Roma for schedules and routes.
Italy uses the euro. Credit cards are widely accepted, but some smaller shops and market stalls might only accept cash. Have a mix of small bills and coins, perfect for tips, souvenirs, or an impromptu espresso stop.
Now let's talk fashion. Romans have serious style, so ditch those sweatpants and flip-flops. You don't have to go full-on runway model, but think comfortable shoes, stylish accessories, and maybe even a scarf to channel your inner Audrey Hepburn.
David, you're obsessed with fashion, but he's right. Romans appreciate a bit of effort.
And speaking of effort, learn a few basic Italian gestures. Italians talk with their hands, so pay attention to the body language. A simple shrug, a hand gesture, or a raised eyebrow can speak volumes.
Rome wasn't built in a day, and it can't be seen in one either. Leave room for spontaneity, and don't forget to embrace the dolce vita. That means the sweet life. It's all about enjoying the simple pleasures. Take your time, savor your meals, and don't be afraid to get lost in the moment.
Timing is everything here. Plan your activities early in the morning or late in the afternoon. The midday heat is relentless in summer, and popular spots can get crowded fast.
Be sure to eat like a Roman and follow their meal schedule. Coffee and pastries in the morning, a hearty lunch, and light snacks in the evening. Dinner doesn't start until 9 p.m., so you have more time to enjoy your day.
Alright foodies, get ready to loosen your belts and prepare your taste buds for a Roman culinary adventure.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it.
Oh yeah, forget those boring fad diets. When in Rome, eat like the Romans do. Pasta, pizza, gelato, it's all on the menu.
Forget low carbs. Roman food is an experience in itself. Let's start with the classics. You absolutely have to try cacio e pepe. It's a simple dish of pasta, pecorino cheese, black peppers. That flavor is out of this world. It's creamy, cheesy, peppery, and all at the same time.
Oh, and don't forget about carbonara. It's this creamy pasta dish made with eggs, cured pork, pecorino, and black pepper. It's rich and decadent and oh, so satisfying. Just make sure you get the real deal though. No cream in sight. That's a cardinal sin in Rome.
You're being so dramatic, Steph. But you're right. And if you're feeling adventurous, try the trippa alla romana. It's a traditional Roman dish made with tripe, tomatoes, and pecorino cheese. It is delish.
For a truly Roman experience, you have to try carciofi alla romana. Artichokes braised in olive oil, garlic, and mint until they're tender and flavorful. A perfect side dish.
You're making me hungry. And don't forget the pizza. Roman-style pizza is thin and crispy with a slight charred crust. It's typically topped with simple, fresh ingredients like tomato, mozzarella, and basil.
Absolutely. And you can find this amazing pizza al taglio, or pizza by the slice, just about around every corner all over the city.
For a sweet treat, you can't go wrong with gelato. It's the Italian version of ice cream, but richer and creamier.
Oh, and go to Venchi. It's like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory come to life. It's a haven for chocoholics with cascading fountains in every store. Just try to resist the urge to stick your head underneath one.
So you're saying the Venchi fountain is comparable to the Trevi? And to wash it all down, try a glass of Vino Rosso, or maybe try a glass of limoncello, a lemon liqueur that's popular in southern Italy.
For a truly local experience, head to the Trastevere neighborhood for some amazing street food. You'll find everything from fried rice balls to white pizza and pizza pockets. It's the perfect way to experience Roman cuisine on a budget.
Rome has two main airports, Fiumicino and Ciampino. Fiumicino is the larger airport with more international flights.
From either, you can take the Leonardo Express train to Termini Station, the main train hub in Rome. From there, you can hop on the metro, a bus, or grab a taxi to your accommodation.
Or if you're feeling fancy, hire a private car service. Just imagine arriving in Rome like a celebrity with a chauffeur holding the door for you. Ciao, paparazzi. Okay, maybe not.
David, you're such a diva. But you're right, there are plenty of transportation options out there to suit your budget and style. Just do some research and book in advance, especially during peak season.
Speaking of peak season, let's talk timing. The best time to visit Rome is the shoulder season, spring and fall, where the weather is pleasant, the crowds are smaller, and the prices are more reasonable.
Avoid July and August if you can. It's hot, crowded, and expensive. And 2025 will be a Jubilee year, so it will be crowded all year.
Rome anticipates nearly 32 million pilgrims during the Jubilee year, seeking spiritual experiences and participating in various religious events.
Ah, the Jubilee. It's not just some random party in Rome. It is a huge deal for Catholics around the world. Think of it like a mega festival with a spiritual twist.
In essence, a Jubilee is a holy year in the Catholic Church. It's a time for forgiveness, renewal, and pilgrimage.
Pope Francis will inaugurate this Jubilee by opening the Holy Door in St. Peter's Basilica on December 24th, 2024 at 7 p.m.
If you're planning to visit during the Jubilee, it's advisable to book accommodations well in advance.
Expect increased demand for public transport, so plan extra time for possible delay.
Check out the official Jubilee website, where you can be aware of local events and ceremonies that may affect your access to certain areas.
Good news! If you're a U.S. citizen with a valid passport, you don't need a visa for stays under 90 days in Italy. But starting in 2025, you'll need to apply for an ETAS visa waiver online.
ETIAS sounds fancy. I'm calling it my European VIP pass. But it's a simple process like signing up for Netflix, but with fewer binge options.
Alright, now it's time for our final Roman adventure. We're going underground. To the catacombs of Rome. Spooky, right? But don't worry, I brought my flashlight.
The catacombs are truly fascinating. They're ancient underground tunnels where early Christians were buried. It's a glimpse into a hidden world and a reminder that Rome is a city built on layers of history.
And that's a wrap on our Roman holiday. We've seen ancient wonders, explored underground tunnels, and ate amazing food, with some very questionable jokes thrown in along the way. We can't wait to go back after the Jubilee with more bad jokes and even a bigger appetite for adventure.
Next, we'll be continue celebrating around the world with Tet, or Lunar New Year, and lots of more amazing food in Singapore.